Hi, so first of all, could you introduce yourself and tell us what you do now?
Sure. So my name is Astrid Houze. I'm from France, born and raised there, but I live in the US now. It's been 5 years. I just graduated from like first college, so the same school as Taki is going to. That's how we met each other. And I studied there art history and entrepreneurship, and now I'm a gallery assistant in Chicago for a gallery that's called Women Make Gallery.
That's so interesting. Do you find that it relates to what you want to do now?
Yes, yeah. My dream job is to be an art auctioneer. That's really the dream job for me. Uh, but I've been working in galleries since I'm like super young, so I'm definitely in the good pathway right now. Like my job is definitely where I want to be.
That's so cool. How did you come to hear about Project Kudos?
So I came to Project Humana in class. So uh, for kind of like our last class of entrepreneurship in the college, we had to do this big project, and Taki already started Project Humana like a year before, I believe. And I just got hooked on the project and I just joined the team. And so he was supposed to work all by himself on it in the US, and he ended up with three partners. So that's it. That's just how I ended up there.
What was your first impression when you heard about it? First instinct.
Um, I thought that it was super important. I I mean, I'm not from like a country where like mental health has that many stigmas and taboos, but it also does. I had like so I did struggle with mental health myself at some point in my life, and my dad told me like I would go see a therapist, and my dad was like, "You seem happy. Why are you going to see a therapist?" Well, like it was really not it, and so like to like when he explained to me when like explained to me that like that was like my experience was like 10 times worse like in Bangladesh. I was like, okay, like this is something important. This is like something I relate to, and I really, really believe that having resources for mental health is so important that I was like, this is something that I want to dedicate my time to. I think it's super important. I really want to have that.
So, what do you think made you so passionate about this specific that you would want to do?
I think relating back to my personal experience of struggling with mental health, um, but also the fact that like I have friends from Bangladesh, I have friends from Southeast Asia, um, and learning more about their culture as well, and learning more about how mental health works in their country was something that was also important to me because yeah, it's like everything kind of related back to my personal experience and my surrounding and stuff like that. And I thought that it was important. I really wanted to know more.
So, do you think the personal connection you have with the topic of mental health helped you overcome any cultural barriers regarding?
Um, I think yes, but I think what really helped me the most was like yeah, really my personal connection. I mean my surroundings, like because yeah, I have a lot of friends from Southeast Asia, including one of my best friends, and he also has been struggling with mental health back in Southeast Asia, and I saw the process and I saw what he had been to, and I know a lot more of the culture thanks to him as well. So like knowing all of this culture thanks to him really helped me go through the barriers. Like when Taki was talking about his culture, like back in Bangladesh, so it was like in our team, it was him, two other American guys, and me. And I was the one who understood the most the Bangladeshi like culture compared to like the two Americans, thanks to my friends who have explained it to me. And I also had like the chance to go to Nepal and India last summer. So I was like able to like really be in the culture and see the culture. So I think that also really helped.
So, um, so did has that helped you in your has your experience with South Asian culture affected how you feel about the project itself?
Um, did it affect it? I don't know. I don't know if it affected. I mean, it definitely helped me understand better where this was coming from, but I think it just helped me get more hooked on the project even more. I think that really is.
What do you think? What was what's the biggest thing you've learned from this project? The biggest challenge you've had to overcome?
Um, the biggest challenge? That's a good question. Um, because I feel like honestly, with working in our little team in the US was really super easy. We really had like everybody was getting along really well. Um, I think maybe um because so basically in the group I was really the one in charge of making everything looking pretty, so like all the slides looking pretty, all of this. And that's something that's like we only had like kind of one fight in our group, and that was because of our slides. It sounds really dumb, I know, but I mean otherwise
Totally get
everything
it.
was it's like otherwise like everything was going so well, so like we didn't have to like fight about it. But so as I study art history, I'm like a very creative person, and I took a lot of designing, like presentation and stuff like that. And my teammates were not always agreeing with like um what my choices were, and I was like, but all of my choices have like a reasoning behind it. Therefore, we cannot change any single little thing because it has a whole reasoning behind it. Like going from the colors to the font to like the images selected, like everything has a reasoning. And that's why we can edit it a little bit if you want, but like not completely change everything. But that was just really our biggest issue in our group, so I think that was not too bad.
Pretty smooth flowing group.
Yeah.
I'm a graphic designer, so I totally get that. I understand the
Yeah.
frustration.
Yeah.
If is there any misconception that you held before working on this that really make you think about it?
um I don't think so I knew just a little bit about mental health in South Asia, but I didn't really have any expectation of really mental health in Bangladesh. That's kind of dumb, but I never really thought of thinking about mental health in the other countries. Which now looking back at it, I'm like, why did I just never even thought about it? Like that's kind of dumb. Like we're all humans, we all live in the 21st century, we all suffer from the same thing. So why did I just not even think about it? Um, and learning more about it was really, it was more like questioning myself about like, okay, if this is like the case in Bangladesh, what is the case in like, other countries around the world? Like what is it like, I don't know, in Africa, in South America, in like other countries in Europe that I've never been to, or that I don't know anybody from there. So it was really more reflecting on what mental health was around the world, and not just like being more like centered around like Europe and like North America.
That's very reflective. Um, about the whole cultural difference thing, was it did it feel weird at any point to be working on a project based in another country that hadn't been to it?
Um, Not really. Surprisingly, I thought that would be a big barrier at first, but it was really not. I think because like it was really like helpful, and like if we had any question we'd be like, okay, what, how is this back home, like how do you feel about this, how have you been educated about this. He has been really like helpful in that, and really like he was really helping us understanding better. And I think because I have been to like, I was obviously Bangladesh is very different from India and Nepal. It's still like similar part of the world. So I think that also really helped me. But yeah, I really didn't think it was that much of a big barrier.
Really cool. If you had to describe Project Rumana in just 3 words, what would it
Mm. I would say helpful, necessary, and
be? So helpful, necessary, and why was this not done?
yeah, yeah, I would say that.
What of all of the things, if you have, kept in touch with the project, what do you think is the coolest thing that Project Humana has done? Or
I think the workshops are amazing. I think I love learning always more about the workshops. I like looking at all the videos. That was my favorite part, to see like all the children are like, I mean, obviously they were more than children, like when they did it at like the college, but like people, like younger people all working together, and like obviously I see a lot of smiles, a lot of like happiness, and like learning more. And when I see like also the data results from like the workshops of like how the workshop changed people's mind, I was like, that is just so cool. Like in just little 2 hours, and then people just change their like, I mean, understand better and got it better. Like that's just so cool. So that's my favorite thing for sure.
that is really cool. I workshops are so real life based. Um, as someone who was there from the beginning, what do you think the mission of the project is at its
What the mission of the project is?
or the aim of it,
Uh,
what it wants to be?
hmm. Well, it's definitely to break the stigmas and taboos around mental health, but also really giving the keys and all the resources needed for everyone, especially people, and I mean students, to get it and feel better and have the best childhood, younger adult life possible.
I don't want to take up too much of your time, so I'll make this my
No,
last.
you're good, you're good. Go
That's
ahead.
super helpful. As someone who was there from the beginning, is there any advice you have for our team?
As in like every team, like that's not even just about Project Romana, but like working as a team, communication is just so important. And if one of you guys feel like you have not been heard or whatever, it is really important to speak up and tell like, listen, this is why I'm doing this, and give me like I'm this is why I'm doing it. Like, and just really, if you think your idea is the right one, sometimes you have to fight for it. Like that's just how it is. And but really like communication within the team I think is like super important. um Obviously I feel like our team is kind of different from yours because we were more like in the backstage, and you're more like on the floor with the students. So we're really doing two complete different things for the project, but it still really obviously relates to each other. um I would say really
So,
communicate. Hmm?
no, I mean, it's all, teamwork, I think, is always has
Yeah,
similar.
yeah, but yeah, so for sure I would say communication is really the key. And if you truly believe in your idea, and you truly believe that your idea is worth it and that you need to fight for it, you'll have to do it sometimes. So yeah, that's
Got it.
that's my advice.
Thank you so much. Does
Yeah.
Sanjita, do you have anything you want to say?
Um Well, I would just say that really Project Humana is like such a beautiful thing, and I'm so glad that like I was part of it at some point. And that like if you guys need some resources from back in the US, I'll be happy to help. I don't know how I can help from here anymore, but
This
really, I mean,
itself was a lot of help.
yeah, but I mean, like, I really, really believe in the project. I really believe in it. And I think that, like, with that project, you guys can go really, really far. And I send you guys all my support and all my love and everything, really. And, like, yeah, if you need anything from, like, back in the US, I'll be always happy to help. So, yeah, that's my last
It's
little thoughts.
really sure to reach out.
Thank you so much.
Sanji,
Yes.
Yes, of course.
Hello, I'm
Hi.
Sanjita. Sorry, I
Hi.
can't turn on my camera because we are facing so much electricity problems. So that's why.
It's okay, no worries.
Okay, now let me introduce myself. My name is Sanjita Afsana, and I'm here as the project manager. So nice to meet you.
To meet
I'm
you too.
I'm here you a long time. So
Oh, okay. Yeah, so you've been here really from before.
yes.
Well, thank you so much for like your help in the project. I know this has been like a lot of work, so it made things easier for us because of you. So really thank you again. And I really, really hope you can take this like really far because really I think it is such a great like project, really.
Yes, yes, we have also a great team. We are working so hard, and we wish that we can take our project as so long furthermore.
Yeah, I really hope so. But we worked on great ideas back in our little US team, so I think Taki is coming back with a bunch of new great ideas that should really help you guys to take it further.
Yes, yes. We are very glad to have talked to you. And
Oh,
it was really
we
nice.
learn a lot of things from you guys. Thank you so much.
yeah, of course. It was really my pleasure to work on it. Like I I think like this was like it was a very intense workload for us, but it was worth it, like so worth it at the end. So I'm really glad we're able to contribute a little bit and then we got to bring some money back home to like pay for like workshops and everything. We're so happy about that.
Oh yes. Okay.
We would also like to continue with this project for the long run. Thank you so much for your time today. I think that's
Yeah, of course. Thank you for chatting with me. It was really nice to meet both of you guys. It's always yeah, Project Romana is like is really has a really big spot in my heart now. So really if you need anything else from me in the future, I'll be really happy to help you with it.
first we'll reach out. Anything that helps our project will.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. Really do not hesitate. I know I'm kind of far away from mental health and everything, but if my little art experience can help, I'll be always happy to help.
Next time, if I have a graphic designing problem, then
Okay,
of the art history.
sounds good.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, of
Thank you
course.
so
Thank
much
you.
for your time.
Yeah, thank you also
Uh,
for taking the time.
good,
Bye.
good morning for you, I guess.
Yeah, good night. I know it's late for you guys, so you should go to sleep.
No, no.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye.
Goodbye. Bye. Thank
Okay,
you.
bye. Thank you
Bye.
too.